Okay, hello everybody. So I'm going to explain on Google Classroom the requirements for the Bird ID assignment, but I want to show you how to use Merlin Bird ID. You can see it on the left-hand side right in the middle. We'll open it up here. You are going to need to make yourself an account first, and then once you do that, you're also going to need to get a Bird ID pack. If I go over to the side here, I can see bird packs, and it's going to ask you when you load up right away anyways. But what you want is the Canada East pack that covers all of Eastern Canada, including Manitoba. If you look on the All tab, you can actually get for all over the world, but right now we just need that Canada East pack. Once you get there, we're going to use the Start Bird ID, and the Start Bird ID just asks a couple quick questions to ID a bird. So you're going to start out by saying your location and the date. After that, you're going to choose the size of bird, and it can be general, and you can make a change if you always get it wrong, but you can see here it gives different size categories. Right now we'll just choose, say it was robin sized. Then you're going to want to identify the main colors. Try and find at least two main colors, and if there's a bright color that stands out, try and use that as well. So we'll use black, brown, and yellow. We'll say we saw a bird like that. Finally, it's going to ask where you saw the bird, so I'll say in trees or in bushes. And now it's going to give me a list of possible birds. I can scroll through here to try and find my bird, and it might be really obvious right away, but sometimes it's trickier. For example, if I look at the red-winged blackbird, the difference between the male bird that we see here and a female bird is quite different. So you might need to scroll through a few different pictures to ID your bird. The other thing that can help you is to make note of the beak of the bird. So look at the size of it, look at the color of it. If you notice the difference between these first two here, this one's really long and pointy, whereas this one's quite short and stout. We see this one's a bright yellow versus a black. So make note of that. That can also help you when you're doing your bird ID. Now, if you don't have Wi-Fi, using this app is going to be tricky, but you can still do it. You're just going to need to record some of the info in a journal and then come back. So the questions that you're going to want to write down, you're going to be assuming we're in the same location and on the same day all the time. But you're going to want to write down roughly the size of the bird, and you can even write down the scale in your book so that you know. You're going to want to write down 2 or 3 main colors that you see. And you're going to want to write down where you saw it and this list of options. That's going to help you a lot if you don't have access to data or Wi-Fi. The other thing that you can do with the app is once you've ID'd some birds, you can go into the app and find some sounds, and you might actually be able to attract the birds even closer into your yard or wherever it is that you're doing your bird ID to get an even better look. So I'll just show you here for a second. Let's say that we found a robin. I'm going to do an ID here to find a robin. Most of you probably know what a robin looks like. So we've got the American robin, and it should show up here right away. There it is. So if I say this is my bird, and I want to go into some details of the robin, I can click Explore Bird Details, and there's sounds down here. Well, now I've got a whole host of sounds. See, I can cycle through them. I've had experience before. You play these sounds out loud and the birds start coming closer because they're looking for the other bird, which is pretty cool. So you might want to try that out as well once you've done all your bird ID and you just want to have some fun and get a little bit closer to the birds.